At Nissan, our ideal is innovation. 5 all-new models over the next 15 months. Welcome to our most innovative year ever. Nissan, innovation for all.
Well, it sounds like something out of a horror movie. A man is killed, his corpse defiled, and then dismembered. Authorities have identified the suspect. They say an online video shows him cutting up the body. Now, earlier I spoke with Ioana Roumeliotis from the CBC about the murder and the hunt for the killer.
What we know about him, Rosemary, is that he is a narcissist extraordinaire. He has littered the internet with photos of himself, videos of himself in endless poses. He was a self-styled model, porn actor, stripper, and couldn't seem to get enough of himself online. Beyond the photos and the videos, you know, audition tapes, various bits that basically amount to not a whole lot. There were also tracks that he posted on his musings about, you know, how to disappear without a trace, on his predilection for necrophilia, about how he wanted to be a serial killer. This man was clearly disturbed, and he was also very much into himself. And that is basically what is becoming the more striking narrative in what we've investigated so far from profilers and police that we've talked to. What is very striking about this man is his desire, and it seems to be a pathological desire, to put himself out there, to the point that he even posted his own video of him, you know, committing this very horrific crime upon a victim that has yet to be identified. So right now, with the latest in terms of looking for him, you know, there's reports that he's gone off to France and Paris somewhere, and Montreal police have issued a worldwide arrest warrant on the charges first-degree murder.
And Ioana, you had the unfortunate and rather gruesome task of watching that video that was posted online. What did you see? What did you think? What was contained in that video?
What was really horrific about it, Rosemary, was how slow it was. There was clearly, this was a deliberate act. This was not a frenzied kind of, you know, no manic movements whatsoever. It was a very deliberate and slow and it was quite horrific to watch. And it was interesting, even seasoned police investigators who saw this found it extremely disturbing. They also say it's quite revealing of who they're looking for. This is somebody who planned this. This is somebody who, however disturbed he might be, perhaps maybe on drugs, they're not clear yet if that was a factor. This is somebody who was able to execute a very well laid out plan, to the point that not only did he commit that crime over several moments, and a very horrific crime at that, there was no signs of hesitation. In fact, you know, there was moments within that video that, you know, that aren't even speakable that he went on to do to the victim's corpse. But the fact that he, you know, cut up this person's body and then mailed it to various, you know, offices of political parties here in Canada, that whole execution of the plan is what is striking to investigators here. These kind of crimes have happened before, yes, but the fact that he posted it and that he wanted to put it out there also reveals to them that this is somebody who at all costs wants the notoriety that comes with it.
And clearly a very dangerous individual. Troubling enough what he's done, but we're also hearing this troubling news that police delayed getting onto this, that there was a person who had witnessed this online. They tried to contact police, but they had not responded immediately. What are you hearing about that part of the story?
Well, this website that was posted on is a Canadian website that basically that is what they specialize in, taking what they call the uncensored truth and posting it for people to watch. There was a lawyer in Montana who saw that and warned police, called police a few days ago, and police told us today that it was, you know, that they get these calls all the time. There's no way to authenticate something like this, and often what is posted is from a third party. The fact that it was posted by the criminal himself is so unusual that perhaps they just didn't believe it. Of course, they did get onto it eventually, but several days later, by that time, it seems that he had fled the country. He'd left his Montreal apartment several days ago, and it was only when they started to tie the pieces together and literally tie the body parts together that they started to realize what they were dealing with. And what's interesting too, Rosemary, we did get a little bit of insight. This man does not have a lot of friends, not many who have surfaced anyway. But we did speak to a former lover of his who was with him for several weeks about 10 years ago, who talked about the narcissism for sure. That seems to be a prevailing one. But also he was prone to fits of fury, and that he always wanted to control the situation, that he blamed his parents for not accepting him, and that he had a real fury that he targeted to people who he felt were standing in his way. So basically, the portrait of a man that people are looking for is a very disturbing one for sure.
And of course, as this manhunt continues for Magnotta, nobody knows where he is, or there's been chatter that he could be in Paris. How hard is it going to be to track him down? How dangerous is this man? How careful should people be right across the globe?
Well, he is a master of disguise. He likes to, adopt different hairstyles, wear makeup. One officer suggested he might even disguise himself as a woman. But what many people are saying in terms of the investigative front, they don't think he's a danger to the public at large and that he wouldn't go into a crowd necessarily and commit a crime, but they are afraid that he might try to befriend someone and basically commit a similar crime to the one that they're looking for, so that they're after him for. So again, so many unknowns, but the hope is that because he's on Interpol, because this case has garnered so much international attention, it will make people around the world more wary.